Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to ALR, and let me. No, I don't want it. No. Let me see. Welcome back to another round of Season 8 in Tier 4, and we are at a new track. And that new track is Jeddah. I don't know if it's the capital of Saudi Arabia. It's just a big city of Saudi Arabia, where people have a lot of money. That's a conclusion I can draw. And yeah, they decided to build somewhat of a very long, swooping and sweeping street circuit there, which was used in last season for the first time. And yeah, it was kind of spectacle back then. And that also means that it has been brought into the game and that we can now do league races on them. Like we already did last Thursday. Or there were Tier 1, Tier 3, Tier 4. Hello Reaper. And went quite well. As far as I know, I don't really know about Tier 5, but they had the most finishers out of all the 3 tiers, which is a miracle, since Tier 5 started with, I think, 12 drivers back at the beginning of the season. Now we have a full grid though, but I think it was a very good decision to not do only 4 tiers and put in a 5th one, although the 5th one wasn't really full from the beginning onwards. Tier 1 had some safety cars, and in Tier 3 there were none. Yes, you hear that correct, there were none. Hello, Boo! Yeah, okay. And yeah, Tier 3 was a very great race. I quote a commentator of Tier 3 Pyro. He said it was one of the best races he has ever saw. Well, I don't know about that one. I think you can even have a race with even more action than that, but it was a good contender. And maybe I'm a little bit biased because I lost the win on 8/10. So, yeah, hello all. Is it a full grid? I think so. I don't know. I'm not really into that kind of stuff. What happened? Oh, I see something from Taj in the chat. Wow, something is broken on this steer. Oh. He can't race. If he can't race, he can join me, but if it's still possible. So Taxi is apparently still racing. Okay, so should be 18 drivers. We're gonna have now 17, so that's probably Taj then. Kind of good full grid. There were some people in Tier 2 who didn't like to race Saudi Arabia, so they just don't. And I'm very happy to see that that is none of nobody in Tier 4 thought that's a good idea to do. Everyone is just in and ready for it, and I'm too. So. I prepared a good drink for myself, which is not beer for a change. I can also drink other stuff. And yes, of course there's alcohol in it. What do you think? Cars are flipped upside. you don't gotta tell me that like every race cars are flipping. And if so, I want to be flipped as well. just one time. Just when I'm already like far outside of the point, not having a single chance, I would love to be flipped. In a good way. Okay, here we go. Saudi Arabia, let's go to the standings of Tier 4 at the moment after 5 races of 12. We have Vitor still in the lead for Red Bull. He's very consistent. His 6th place last week in Spa was his worst result. And I think that, well, yeah. And it could even be more bad for him since he had a crash or a DNF in the sprint qualify race we did. No worse for everyone else, it's just normal qualify today. But he's still leading the standings, 11 points ahead of Stumacher, who, yeah, took a little bit of his lead by finishing on the podium for the 4th time in 5 races. He is just like feeling that non-result in Imola he had. Will in the Ferrari is 3rd, another 11 behind. He has been very consistent after his DNF in Japan in the 1st round. Then it's still racing Apta, who already got promoted. He's still in 4th. Rula is in 5th. He got demoted and scored his best result last time around. O'Leary at 6th with 29, which is 1 less than Rula. Astis is now in 7th. He was a race winner and a reserve. Has 28 points. In 8th, Ponter now with 25, just due to his win at Imola. Same for Ahmed, who already got promotion. Snap in 10th with 24, then Reaper with 21, Pyro with 18, who had also his best result in Belgium with a 5th place, Romp with 16, then Kedge with 12, Dove and Wicked with 10, Eli with 8, Major with 7, Kaya keeps 6, Avi 4, and 1 for New Squid and Colin 4. And constructors, it means Red Bull is now steadily into the lead. They were challenging with Williams for a bit, and they still are, however the gap is now 20 points. Ferrari in 3rd with 62, Mercedes is just 1 point ahead of AlphaTauri in 4th, 42 for Alfa Romeo, 35 for McLaren, 8 to Alpine, 6 to Haas, and none, 0 point for Aston Martin. And we're on the way. Sorry, I have to do something. Okay, so let me go to a first lap. And I'm very interested in who it is. It looked like to be an Alfa Romeo, to be honest. Snap on first lap. He's coming towards the final corner. He will be the first one, followed by a lot of cars that are close together. I think you can gain a lot of slipstream, but Snap goes in. Okay. So he had damage, and there are a lot of people very close to each other, so I don't think those times will be very useful. However, 2 of them are start in a hot lap, and 2 of them already did a hot lap. Dove was invalid. The first one was from Rula, beaten by Pyro and by Vitor and by Kajetic, and Reaper has been somewhere already. I want to know... wait, tires. Because I didn't believe that lap from Rula. There is... oh damn, he crashed hard on a... maybe the slowest part of the whole track. So that's very confusing how that happened. And Fontenau did too, but he did it in a little bit of a more of a logic place at the end of sector 1. Will goes forward with a 30 flat, just 11 thousandths under Pyro, and Stumacher goes second with a 28.9. And I think Confirm is following, and he needs another lap. No, my internet is okay. I have my cable in it. Even without refreshing, it's fine. The stream. Major goes 5th, 30 flat, and there are still a lot of people close together. Dove was one of them, but he's on the invalid lap. Let me see what Noof can do. So only Snap went out on mediums, but he didn't put that lap in. And Reaper was on his way on mediums, but was. So still a lot of people without a lap, so let's follow the guys that didn't put in one so far. Kajetic has the pole, 5 tenths ahead of Stumacher. And further in the 129s you've got Eli, Vitor and Pyro, and after that it's Major, Will, Ronarula, O'Leary and Confirm. And let's see what Noof can do. He goes 11th with a 32 flat. Invalid for Wicked Prophet and also for Romp. And Snap is for a second attempt on the mediums. Much more daylight at this time. So there are a lot of people in, and there are some yellow flags. But by the way, I already acknowledged that in my own qualifying session. I think this is the hardest track to get out of the way for someone else. I really struggled, and normally I don't struggle, because if it's close to get to be a struggle, then I can just go off track, but that's a little bit hard here. So I think my quali run in tier 3 was 30.1 on mediums and 28.3 on softs. So this is kind of expected though. Kajetic surely has good pace, but he is also reserve, I believe, or not. He had pole like last week. He had pole. And there goes Snap to 31.2. 2,000s quicker than New Squid. And this is the second attempt for Wicked. And he goes P7, also winning the 30 flat, very close to Major there. And yeah, let's follow Dove then for this lap. Let's see what he can do. There is a lot of traffic ahead of him, so that's not really ideal. However, the McLaren there went very wide on a place on the track where you actually can get wide. Very tricky first sector here, and you see it with Dove. He made such an extension that the game even let him get away with it. Yeah, I was kind of surprised because, of course, the race is going to be penalty Valhalla, but I didn't have any, surprisingly enough, in my race. I also didn't clash. Yeah, I think it's purely because of that. I already have given some people some advice, and the most important piece of advice is do not get any penalties, because safety cars will bring you back up to pace. And if there is a late safety car, you're always benefiting. How often you crash, or how much pace you lack. And of course, I'm still trusted on a late safety car. But yeah, the potential is there, so yeah. So there he comes. Towards the line, it's gonna be a, not really that quick lap. Robert Rula is much better, 29.4. He is now on the second row of the grid. And Tej tried something, I think, and retired. And Kajetic is fastest now. He even improves to a impressive 28.2. Rom's teammate O'Leary is further along the lap, so let's go to him first. And Pyro is also on the lap though, so I have to take that into account. I hope Tej is at least going to try to race before he decides to join this. There goes O'Leary, and he starts a lap, I think. It's invalidation for Romp, so that leaves only Pyro left with a proper attempt, and he goes 29.2. It's a second off Kajetic, he's in third. That's insane, man. Eli goes into the pit. So I think Schumacher is on a flyer now. I hope he can, get a little bit closer to Kajetic, because the gap is such big that I almost already get my doubts about having him in the right here. And of course, race-wise, it's not that bad, since Kajetic is... oh, he is in a full-time Haas, but he has only joined last week and only had 6 points. So he did with a 28.6, which is at least a lot closer though. And there is also Ferrari coming to the line, that was Dove, and he did a 29.8. I'm not sure if Vitor improved so far. I don't think he did, so that will maybe mean that he is on the lap now. So as it stands right now, Fontenot is still starting at 15. And Vitor goes to 28.9, which puts him third on the grid. Let me see who's on the proper lap. Why do I see an orange dot? Why when I press Wicked Prophet I get an Alfa Romeo? Stupid. Why is this game so broken? And now when I want to go to the Alfa Romeo. Okay, it did happen though, but I think we're really waiting a little bit before people go on a run again. Potentially Rula is first on a real attempt.
Hello?
Hi.
How are you doing? You right?
You're good, you're a little bit... Wait. No,
Just
you were
talking.
lagging a little bit. Didn't hear you properly, but it's better now. I hope you have your voice on sharing, you know that?
I do.
Okay.
Unlike last time, where you only got the joys of me for the last 5 laps. Oh, I'm gutted.
Yeah.
I feel like I've lost €10 and found 5. But fortunately for me, that €5 happens to be you.
No, but no intention of trying the race for a couple of laps?
Not with a pad, mate. I mean, I'm horrendous with a wheel. You know, with a pad. You know, like I wrote in the chat, I'd be like that, like Hoonathan, whatever it's called. You know, I thought somebody would end up tripping up over me. And to be fair, if I was to, I don't mind ruining my own race in that respect. But if I was to, somebody else was to trip up over me, I'd feel guilty because I wouldn't be performing at the best of my ability, which would be with a wheel. It's kind of fell apart for this season after Singapore.
Fair.
But there's always next season.
Yeah, or next races, you can at least achieve, adjust your goals to single race achievements, of course.
Oh, there's a wheel come off. Turn 3, there's a wheel in the middle of the track as chaotic.
Yeah, there were some improvements while we were joining. Brother Rula went third with a 28.7, and Conan Fern went 9th with a 30 flat. And you mentioned rain before, but because was that in qualies?
It looked like it was when I looked on the screen.
I think I see something, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's why I kind of said it. Well, it should be a good race. Obviously, it depends on making sure you can keep out of the wall. You want to be there or thereabouts. Or as Chaotic just hits the wall as he comes down into sector 3 there. I'm not sure how much that will affect his time as such as he comes up to the end of the middle sector. I think his time, he's lost a couple of attempts there, so he's down on his time. So we'll be hoping that others don't improve to take the position off him.
No, I don't think he's gonna need it, or people are really have to improve. Will goes P8 on the flag with a 29.5, and there are a lot of drivers coming on the main straight now.
It's a funny one, this one, Booms, because I kind of think it's not the race you want to have pole position on. Similar to Spa, if you will, because the run down, it's quite a short run towards turn 1. You have the left, rights, and it's when you get to the spoon curve at the middle of sector 2, if you will, and you've got that long straight, you just feel the car when you're behind another car. You just suck it up to the back of them, and obviously being in pole position, you're going to put yourself potentially in the window, and you'll be hoping for the quick corners. He's got plenty of speed to get away from people and open a 1 second DRS.
Yeah, I was very happy with starting forward in my race, since I could attach to the lead group but wasn't particularly in the lead, and it's really a really nice trick to getting dragged along by other cars. Eli goes second. Oh,
good time for Eli.
Yeah.
It's a funny I was talking to somebody the other day about characteristics of the circuit, and it reminds me very much of Hungary. And I say that mainly because there's no real rest, and the corners are just coming at you thick and fast, aren't they? That's my way of seeing it as a comparator.
It's similar to Hungary, but also really not. If you look at all the long straights, of course, and Hungary doesn't have those. Kajetic on pole, like last week, 28.2, followed by Pyro, who had a very late call to second, because last time I checked Eli was second. Your teammates Stumacher in fourth, Radarula, Romp, Vitor, Will, Dove, and Cunnenfern are the top 10, because I can't read down further. Any tips for tire choice on the start? Just start on soft. You want to stay in touch with the lead group, or at least in touch with the group in front of you, and go for an undercut, since it's very powerful and you could easily do that.
You know, it's a track as well where you don't really want to go too long. I'm going to have to do this lap and then I would tire. You don't really want to go too long on the set of tyres you're on, because of the fast corners. The grip can go quite easily and you end up spinning, putting it in the wall. You want to try and get into a routine where you're getting yourself there or thereabouts, and the tyre compound that you're choosing, you're taking them to the max potential, if you will. You know, not taking them too far. You don't want to go over the cliff and be struggling, like I say, with the fast corners. You're just going to turn the car the other way around.
But luckily, tyre degradation is not that bad. It's kind of decent. You can make it easily on a soft medium. So, formation lap upcoming. Fontana already did something, I don't know what. And there are a lot of people indeed on the softs, except Snap and Reaper.
I think it's going to be quite a wide open race, you know. I mean, I know you had the pole position where he's got a couple of attempts, but I tend to think, and I'm sure you might be the same way with this boom, is that you might have your one lap pace, but over a race it's a test of attrition, you know, the distance and being able to fully concentrate.
I don't really know that with Kajetic yet, because he also stood on pole last week, but he finished 7th, and in the race he was kind of prone to make mistakes. So, and you can't really make mistakes on this track. So,
no, absolutely not, and especially in ALR, which very unforgiving. Every grid is very competitive, as we know, with the tight, stringent time trial routine where we try and keep the grids as tight as possible, and with that it lends itself to some fantastic and close racing, which we're looking forward to this evening. If you are joining us on this Sunday evening,
always a pleasure.
Get yourself a cup of tea, get a stroopwafel, and just settle down and get ready for 1.5 hours of non-stop action.
I hope non-stop action. It's possible though. We had no safety cars in Tier 3, surprisingly enough.
Well, that must be the second time then, because obviously Singapore, earlier this season, I think no safety car.
It's weird, like the races where you expect the safety car the most, they haven't been. Yeah. So far from my feeling, but...
No. And don't you get trigger happy on that safety car button either, letting 4 cars through. Let everyone through.
Oh man. Okay. And they come in towards the grid. And I don't really expect that much overtakes into the first run to turn 1, but they will surely come later into the lap or when the DRS gets activated. So
yeah, absolutely. I'll let you do the honours for the start. And
sure. If you can check the back a little bit where your car is. Your car is technically still there, so...
Yeah.
How can you watch this, by the way?
I'll just retire, won't I? I can still watch if I retire.
Oh, you're gonna retire. Okay. Okay, make a flyer of a start.
We've never got this close before commentating. The reason we do starts at the back with Fontenau.
Kajetic has gone into the lead, Pyro's second, and it was almost 3 wide there. And eventually the Mercedes has taken the position, and I think he already had. And Stumacher's coming back on Eli for 4th. Eli had a good start there. And there is a yellow flag, but I think that's mainly because of you.
It's probably for me, yeah. It won't be a safety car. The car's still trundling around, so it shouldn't be an issue.
And Runner Rula is dropping like a stone now. Does he have damage?
I'll have a look for that. See if we can.
He was fourth, and he is now. He was very busy here in the midfield.
Yeah, he's already dropped 4 places, hasn't he? But the leader. Oh, there's a McLaren that's got a bit of damage as well with the dropping places.
Yeah, he's dropped him behind the group now.
So just got caught up as we see the race leader with a 1.7 second gap over Pyro.
Wow,
so
that's
convincing.
That's convincing. If you can break out of the DRS, it really helps because DRS trains will, like, form.
Maybe with a bit of added motivation after last week's pole position and subsequent finish down the field.
Rula went wide again, lets his Merc teammate pass, and Reaper is up into 10th on the mediums, and I know he started on the back row. So yeah, in the front, Kayatic leading Pyro by 1.8. T-Macro up to 3rd now, since Rula dropped away there. And Romp is in for some repairs, and yeah, expected Rula 2. So 3 men in the pits, yeah. And there are already some gaps forming up, and for the first time I think Reaper is leading a train. Was very opportunistic in the first lap, but it really worked out for him so far. The only problem is that he has a lot of soft runners behind him now.
It's not necessarily a bad thing, you know. People pitting on the end of lap 2, we know it's going to be a long race. There's going to be the potential for the safety cars. If anything, they're going to be put on a fresh set. A harder set if that's so. If a safety car does come out, they'll bring him right back into the field where everyone has to fit. But like you say there, you've got a big gap now. You've got a big gap between 7th and 8th, so we've also got the leader out in front, 2nd, and then just a couple of attempts between those running down to 7th between Schumacher and Gunfern.
Yeah, and I was following Fontenot for a bit, and he was really close to Reaper, but when he makes a small mistake in one of the sweeping corners, the gap immediately drops to like 6 tenths, which is not a problem, but it really shows how small mistakes can really affect your gap to the car in front.
Yeah, we almost had an offer for an overtake there, but I think Schumacher was just taking a wide corner as he gets up to the back of httpPyro. DRS is going to be open, is it not? As he goes up to the inside just to try and duke him into a movement, but no. httpPyro covers that off and Schumacher settles back in the 3rd place.
Yeah, but if he gets the DRS, it's got to be much more of an opportunity for him. He was already very close without DRS.
Yeah, because in the last corner, it looked like he took it a bit wider, and he liked to have a bit of a late lunge, but I think that's probably cost himself a couple of attempts now. It's just needs to try and stick with the back of the Alfa Romeo. There is a bit of a train joining here, a bit of a gaggle. And obviously when it comes to making the first stop, you don't want to be the one who pits late, you want to be the one who gets in and gets that clean air so you can get away from the traffic.
Yeah, this is already like expectations, and talking about expectations, there's the first VSC. Yeah, I think he lost it on the same spot as where he did in quali.
Yeah. That does tend to happen.
On the curve there, lost his front wheel.
I think most circuits, if you've got an area where you know you're susceptible to making an error there, you try and mitigate it as best as possible as you can in the race, but obviously sometimes in the heat of a battle you can forget, and unfortunately it's led to the demise of his race this evening.
Yeah. Sad to see. Fontenot really, went along well in his first race here. He won Imola, which was his first race in Tier 4, but after that it's a little bit incident prone sometimes. And
yeah, he did really well at Imola. He shows up the changing conditions at the end.
Yeah, he has the pace though, and he can benefit from other drivers making other decisions, but so far this wasn't his race. So we're back on the way, and the group is still like close to each other. It's key to survive through sector 1 to make sure you can benefit from the DRS. DRS trade, so oh wow, oh what Vitor did, that was amazing. He was right on the back of Eli and passed him going out of sector 1, which is not a passing spot normally.
Oh, I just did he just caught him sleeping there, or?
Yeah, he just did. He was slightly offline. He was not really. Yeah, he was just so close that he could benefit from that. So I think Vitor is very confident in like the 30 sector 1.
It could be a bit of a battle between 11th and 12th. That seems to be a bit of a tight gap as well.
Yeah, for 10th, there's a small train for 10th, but I'm surprised there are more people apart from each other than in trains. I would have predicted a longer train or more trains. Maybe still to come.
DRS wide open, getting him sucked up to the back of the Alfa Romeo. He takes a wider line again to try and get the more straight line speed. To obviously be wary now because Vitor's going to be behind as well with the DRS. So not much uses of his ERS at the moment.
No, he's still waiting then.
Just not close enough. And I imagine
Pyro.
that Pyro.
Pyro's good on his ERS though.
He might be having a little bit of lower wing as well to be able to have that straight line speed because he's staying ahead in the 3A DRS zones quite comfortably.
Yeah, and there's like a double DRS straight next to each other, so it's easy to pass someone there if you have a slight pace advantage, but he has to worry more about Vitor behind him now.
Yeah, the Red Bull dancing all over the back, looking for room to try and make a move around the spoon curve, if you will.
Yeah, somewhat of a spoon curve. That's more of a spoon curve than the actual spoon curve.
Yeah, it's more like a teaspoon.
Yeah.
Teaspoon curve.
And Eli is luckily staying in touch with these guys.
Yeah, it just goes to show as well the detriment of the DRS, and because Schumacher, we've been getting all over, climbing over the back of Pyro, but he finds himself now under pressure. So Pyro, I'd imagine, in this situation, would be using his ERS to try and get away from this train as the gap goes up to 8/10 of a second. As Vitor is a tenth behind, he's going to try and go around the outside at the final corner here.
Yeah, but this is going to be a problem since, well, he also will have DRS, so it's maybe not a big problem. But if you like pass the leader of a train in the final corner, you won't have DRS for the next straight. So you could easily lose the position again. And Stumacher's going downhill now.
Yeah, I wonder if they might even ponder potentially pitting a bit earlier to try and get those positions back. Unfortunately, he was obviously challenging Pyro earlier on, and unfortunately the two cars behind have just got in front of him.
Yeah, you can also save some ERS now at least.
Yeah, just like that, 6 laps have gone. It's a quick start.
Vitor is very quick out of the first sector. He is by far the most confident driver in the first sector.
Yeah.
So I think he has higher wings.
Absolutely. Sacrificing the straight line speed, obviously making full use of the DRS as he catches up to the Alfa Romeo again with a more grip. As he comes up the inside, is he going to have enough room? It's going to be a tight corner to go through here. I'm sure Pyro will give him space and they might go through 50-50. Vitor decides to bail out.
Eli's coming. Oh, Eli did that very good by following the race. Oh my god, did you saw that?
No, I missed that.
He went so hard into the wall, Eli. He just flew it through the wall. That's surely a safety car. He completely lost his car in the dirty air there.
Yeah, it's a massive shame.
Oh man, that was a big one. But it's bringing this race wide open. Who are going to pit? Kajtic is in though.
Yeah, and like we touched on earlier on, the yearly...
Oh, it's long for the mediums. It's very long for the mediums if you want to go to the end now, without a safety car. And you don't want to be out there on slippy tires, so this is making things a lot interesting. Or you can just go to hard.
I was about to stack as well, so someone's going to be the big loser there.
Kajtic remains in the lead, since everyone else... Oh, can you invite Will, you think? He left the session.
Can I?
Yeah, if you have like in the pause screen have the invite menu, at the bottom you have like recent players met or something like that, and all the drivers that are in your most recent lobby are over there. So that's very useful to...
If we can't, what's his... Just give me his PSN.
Yeah, because he does the Will the Game 91.
Yeah, I've got him.
Okay.
Yeah,
so a lot of people went on the hards because they indeed don't trust to make it on the mediums until the end, which is fair, but if they are at least 2 more safety cars, you can do it on the mediums. And the hards are not a nice tyre to drive this track on. Really not.
Look who's inherited now. As we said on the end of lap 1, when the 3 cars pitted, you've got Uber who finds himself in second now, plus 15.
Yeah, he's going long. And Kajetic went indeed for that medium opportunity, but he needs a lot of safety cars to make it until the end. Since your medium tyres are toast after 15 laps. They're really bad after 15 laps. So, yeah, this was kind of an interesting timing of the safety car. It was kind of slightly too early, and that made a lot of people go to the hard.
You say that about the mediums lasting 15 laps. If it's a case of the safety cars where you're just going to go around slow for 3 or 4 laps again, let's just say now you're going to be doing this till about lap 10, so you've done 3 laps, not wasting much percentage. There's another safety car. You're possibly looking at potentially doing 12, 13 at full pelt if there's another safety car, so it might end up working quite well for those who've gone up the mediums.
Yeah, and there are not a lot of, so if it works well for Kajetic, he will also be the only one to benefit from it.
Yeah, these are those waste defining moments as well, aren't they? You know, obviously having pole position and the mistakes he made last week, we're hoping that this is the decision.
Yeah. So, not a lot of penalties so far. I would have predicted a penalty Valhalla, but so far it's fine. Yeah,
relatively safe. I think Ragnarok, you might have a penalty, Reaper might have a penalty as well, but they'll obviously be hoping it's not.
Oh, that's all corner cut. Oh, he pitted. Oh yeah, you heard of that one? That if you like cut the pit exit slightly, you get like 6 or 11 seconds of penalties. It's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. You need to get rid of that Michael Massey.
Yeah, we can. We enforce the rules with consistency, you know that? Snap stayed out on softs, and there are more people that pitted, I think, compared to last lap. You can also like go to mediums now, but you give up a lot of track position.
Yeah, of course.
Oh man, people are hitting each other on their safety car.
Yeah, that's something that's coming to be more of an issue on the more recent games, isn't it? Where you get that. I don't think it was as prevalent as the 16-17 version, if you will, but it appears to be FC restarts. So.
Yeah, do you remember like on those games that like the smallest contact on the safety car gave you a penalty?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I also do remember. I did also prefer the rule where you actually had to set off after the final corner. You're not like now where you can hold the lead till the safety car line. I don't believe in that. I think that's what causes a lot of issues where people back up. Like we might actually have that as evidence now. I'd like it's where the leader just sets off now, but you might be waiting to the line as you can see as Reaper. Obviously, you'll be careful not to try and hit the back of the Haas Pyro and the gun.
And of course, he has superior grip now on new mediums. And we're on the way.
I got caught a bit cold because one of the games I've got to try and go around the outside at turn 1, but he's going to get squeezed into turn 1. He's going to try and go around. He's going to make it stick in his contact.
Oh, and
around goes the Ferrari. Bit of a audacious move by the Ferrari driver there.
And Reaper is out.
Yeah. I think
on the same place as where Perez retired in real life. So I think he was clipped because he was switching positions with Pyro, so...
Yeah.
Oh man, give the man a break. I think it's his third DNF in a row.
Unfortunate for the Ferrari driver, it is really audacious, and obviously it was just a day early and a dollar short.
I don't think he has damage though, and he's not that far off. Let's see in the midfield, there is a scrap going on now with Romp on new mediums and Snap on old softs. And Eli leaving, oh wait, he was retired. And, oh yes, I have the helicopter view now. Oh, this is brilliant. We should do this for the whole lap.
They should give you the option to use that as commentating as well. I think
yeah. And of course I wouldn't do it the whole race, to have a little bit of variation, but oh, this is beautiful. You see Rom trying the outside on Cunninfern, and yeah, he's smart. He waits for the second DRS straight.
Might want to check the back of that Haas because restart lap he's already pulled out 2.2 seconds.
Oh man. Yeah, of course he even has the tire advantage now. But he can't push too hard to make it until the end on those tires. That's the thing for him.
Yeah.
But he of course wants to get rid of the DRS now, so, well, he did now.
Vito did well there to not get a warning. Turn 3 a bit tight there as httpPyro goes wide because it's Vito an opportunity to get up close. He's going to be quite close to him now in the upcoming DRS, so I might have a change of position here.
Yeah, it could be. I had Romp literally pushing Cunninfern through the first sector, and he's trying around the outside in the spoon. And I think he's gonna make it if he pushes a little bit of that. Yeah, he made it. Great move. Great move.
This is a great section now. This is the section on about where you just feel yourself getting dragged to the car in front of you. And so you hold right up to the Alfa Romeo, twisting left and right. Just not close enough at this point.
And the Merc's really sandwiching the Alfa Romeo there. And the Alfa Romeo goes very wide and loses, I think, 3 positions with that. And I'm afraid, yeah, he has end plate damage, so that will be a stop. And I think that's the best moment to stop since he is on board with second.
Because he might have a change for second place here.
Yeah.
I might force it on the outside.
Oh, he still doesn't have DRS so far, so it's still not activated.
Oh, it must be due this lap then. It's not come up on the screen yet to say exactly.
But Major doesn't need it and uses his new softs to pass Cunninfern into turn 1 very decisively. And is now up to Rollerula, the second Merc, for P7. And I think Vitor's gonna get some DRS very soon, yeah.
Yeah, Vitor definitely has a lot more grip and a bit more purchase coming out of his tyres. He can really hug those apexes. Whereas Pyro appears to be running wide on a couple. Obviously he might have a bit of an eye on the window. An eye on the mirror behind him.
Well, Pyro can throw good race results out of the window, but I'm not gonna jinx it tonight.
No, he's just doing very well. He's doing healthy in top 10.
And it's no shame to lack a little bit of pace compared to Vitor. He's the championship leader, so...
Yeah, but at least he has a set of pedals, which is more than what I can see at the moment.
Yeah, you really have to get your pedals fixed, man.
Yeah, I fancied having a good run here. He's going to go around the outside of the final corner.
If he's smart, he waits for the DRS. Oh, Pyro is smart. Pyro is smart. He waits for the DRS. If he's gonna retake the position, that's...
I don't really agree with that. If I was Vitor now, I'd hug the inside.
Oh, and... Oh, who?
That makes sense.
Vitor was lagging a little bit.
Yeah, it's because he lost the position and then took it back.
Yeah, impressive move.
Typical Red Bull driver. Just doesn't want to let a position go.
And he's gone in the distance. Anyway, slightly further back for Ford, it seems like Romp has good pace on the mediums, not surprisingly. But Stumacher is doing the first sector somewhat better. I still think there is a move upcoming though.
I'm hoping there will be another safety car, I imagine.
It's hard to overtake in this section, although you are much faster.
Oh, I've got the helicopter cam, brilliant.
because you see cars like trying to take a look or take a move, but in that section you're not fully alongside to really make it most of the times. I think 2 moves are upcoming into the final corner for P4 and 6, and both are successful.
If just looking at a helicopter cam there, I know it's probably a bit off topic, but if they just put
the Ferrari's in the wall.
Oh, Ragnarok.
Yeah, and Stumaker's
Oh.
going back for the move. He basically did like grab the DRS.
Carried too much speed for turn 1 though.
Oh, he went deep, yeah.
Good ding dong battle between these two.
He had the position, but went slightly deep.
I've been previously battled Rom. He's definitely going to be there for a battle.
Yeah.
Doesn't really know when the position is lost.
Yeah, I think he's going to drive away for now on these mediums, but later on it could be. And I think so. The Ferrari, that was indeed Dove who went in, and also Nuve with a problem. He misses a whole front wing, and there's a Ferrari up. Oh, jeez.
He's going very slow in that first sector.
Yeah, he almost hit the Ferrari there. Okay, so again, the trains are a little bit falling apart, except for like this tussle for P4 still.
I'm gutted we bought a safety car out. You know, we like to show you guys newer tiers how to drive our street circuits. Unfortunately, at this point, an absolute shambles.
Oh yeah. It's funny. For my feeling, there are being given out a lot of penalties, but apparently it's for the same persons.
And Pyro jumps into the pits. Wonder if he might have had a bit of wing damage there, because he was losing a lot of pace to second place.
That's not yeah.
I'd have to say the Mercedes driver should really give that position back. He was off the circuit when he went past Schumacher there. I'm sure that would be one for the stewards to decide. He just broke a bit late, outbraked himself, went over the corner, and unfortunately he decided to take the position. A rally driver in front of the Mercedes driver.
I think, yeah, well, Pyro also had to serve his 5 seconds, so he can go through the end, but he's far down now.
It's not really a bad idea, because you don't really want to carry a 5-second penalty, especially when it could be the end of the race after a safety car restart. You know, that's when it really hurts, when you have 3 seconds, 6 seconds. That's obviously just speculating it might be a safety car near the end.
Yeah, and he has 0 now, so that's more ideal, yeah. And Dove retired in the Ferrari. I think he had, again, a tank slapper coming out of the final corner.
Yeah, it's been a very challenging race so far this evening for the Ferrari drivers.
Yeah. And yeah. You still have the fight for 4th, which is now the fight for 3rd. It was the fight for 4th before Pyro pitted.
Yeah.
And I think Major can go and make a move on Schumacher. They both had DRS, so that's gonna make it more difficult.
If the Williams might just have a bit of damage or he's lost a bit of pace. He's lost a couple of positions over this race. I wonder if there might be a bit of underfloor damage, you know, with the full simulation we now use rather than just the cosmetic damage, if you will. Very interesting to find out what's going on there with the Grove team. Their driver currently still runs in the top 5. Just going to try and have a look at Ruller. Gaps 3 attempts, he's catching him, he's getting sucked up to the back of the Mercedes as they go through Teaspoon.
Yeah, I saw into turn 1 there was also a move by O'Leary on hards, on Wicked Profit on mediums, which was surprising, and now indeed it's again the battle for P4 since Romp has left this group, basically.
Yeah, with the way everyone's retiring, it just appears to be, it might even turn out to be more of a race of attrition. You know, enough there, he's a good 50 seconds away from 10th place, but as you well know, anything can happen, and you find yourself battling for 9th, 10th coming into the race.
So far there are more finishers than in tier 3 at this point in the race, so
Absolutely, there's absolutely been no troubles to the race leader. Even though he's out and far away, it's still been an entertaining race between the guys running in the second to sixth place. So
yeah. And we had the battle between the McLaren and the AlphaTauri, and now Cannonford in the second Merc is joining, and O'Leary goes for another move, like he tried last lap.
Past Wicked Prophet, he made the move today. Oh, keeps up and going forward.
They give each other room, that's good to see. And if O'Leary doesn't fuck up Sector 1, he has passed.
Yeah, I'll be honest, when it comes to racing wheel to wheel, Wicked Prophet and Joe are probably two of the best. He always got good awareness of where their car is and good awareness of where the other car is. The Williams at the moment.
Yeah, there are some you can also see it in the results. The consistent drivers who consistently score points are mostly also the best one in battles, since they're always in like the regions of the lower top 10 sometimes, and they know how to battle with other drivers since they finish over there.
Yeah, they're not necessarily the fastest, if you will. I mean, in general, people who are generally in the midfield, but for racecraft, some of the best drivers you'll come across.
Yeah, exactly.
I think coming into this race, though, I think the Williams might be sick of the sight at the back of that Mercedes, because he's having the little impression in the DRS zones, and the Alpine, sporting the bright green helmet in tribute to Saudi Arabia, cannot get anywhere as close to the Williams to join this train, so just it's a bit of a gaggle at the moment.
Yeah, they're a little bit, not a lot of position change over there, but yeah, O'Leary and Prophet really make it a show here. I think that's the fourth pass in 2 laps between those two, and O'Leary is again back in front, but he wasn't in the final corner.
Yeah, it's good to watch, and I've stated it many times in the past that good wheel to wheel and a good battle, it's almost like it's art, isn't it? It's like a dance, if you will.
Yeah. So they will continue, and let me see. Majority of the field, of course, is now on 8-9 lap old tires, but I have a feeling that Major surely has to pit. But I'm not sure about the medium runners. Did they save their tires enough? Because a second safety car hasn't come yet.
No, it hasn't, no. So it's going to be interesting. And if you were the race leader, you'd be hoping that the nightmares of last week won't come true, because those mediums, as we said earlier on, as he's pumped in the fastest lap now, so he might be looking to try and make a pit as well.
Wow, and he has 12 seconds, so dominant performance so far from Kajetic. But the Prophet is trying again into the final corner. That was also where O'Leary passed, and he went very wide. But that meant that I think O'Leary has the DRS now.
Absolutely, and with 7 laps to go, thanks to an extra pit stop. Oh, you assholes who are watching us here on Ziggo Sports, stick with us, because it's going to be a ding-dong finale.
Yeah, this is the ding-dong battle we were hoping for, but so far Wicked Prophet remains in position. Major indeed went in and is now down in 11th.
I've been enjoying watching this battle for 4th. To be honest with you, you got Schumacher harrying Roller consistently been pushing. Just can't appear to get close to the Mercedes, but we'll continue to harry. We'll try and make an impression on the Mercedes driver.
Well, at least he stays in DRS each and every time, and I think that also helps him to stay close, at least.
Absolutely, and of course as well, it's another medium runner driver, so potential for another pit stop depending how far he takes the tyres.
Or if the mediums drop off, it could be much more closer in the coming laps.
Yeah, I think when your tyres do drop off, especially around here when a quick circuit, one of the corners potentially can catch you out, as we've seen in the past.
Yeah, and it's the only battle so far. Yeah,
it's a bit of tractor and trailer, isn't it, really?
Interesting enough. Give us a last safety car.
Williams just got a bit out of shape coming out of turn 1. Might have just been the dirty air bit.
I have a feeling though that maybe not the Mercedes and the Williams, but Romp up ahead is catching up Vitor, already showing that the mediums are still a good tire, for him at least.
But do you think they can go on? Do you think they can both stay out for another 6 laps in these tyres? That's the big question. Just how much are they going to be worn?
Without safety car, they should drop massively in pace.
Yeah,
and maybe not like the 15-second gap that's between Schumacher and O'Leary, but at least they drop back to like 4th and 5th then. So that would be much beneficial for Schumacher.
Yeah, absolutely. Stay with us. This is going to be a...
It's closer now.
I'm surprised to see Snap struggling as far down as he is in 12th place. He had a good start to the season, a couple of strong results, ran well, didn't go his way in Japan, but he's consistently been a strong driver. Just maybe not had some finishes to back that up, but I'm sure he'd have gone this way thinking he'd be able to get some points, not to be 40 seconds behind 11th.
Yeah, I think he had more problems than only that small damage he got when he was on the sauce. There must have been a bit more.
Battle going on as well between Prophet will again. Prophet might have a bit of damage. No, he's pitted. He's going to change his tyres.
Yeah, but it's Will against Pyro. But I think Pyro already passed him since he's on much newer tyres. And Will clipped the wall a little bit now on the inside, so that cost him a second immediately. And maybe he already has damage. His car looks like it has damage through sector 1. But I can't get a good angle. There's no visual damage.
Touching one of the end plates, possibly?
Yeah, but I couldn't see it. But the same was with Pyro. He went in with no visual damage.
Yeah.
And they indeed switched his front wing, so I swapped it.
I'm pretty sure that we probably won't get a safety car now, so I think this is close to the finish now, I believe.
It has to happen now.
Yeah, no, I don't think we'll get one. I think 2 or 3 laps before, I think the game just doesn't let you have a safety car because it's you'll have to come out, regroup the park, and it never really has a safety car finish, does it really? So I think the window for an S8 might have gone now.
Yeah, it could still happen in this lap or the next one, but after that I don't see it happening. And Major going for 9th compared to Will. Will has a horrible race. He's 3rd in the standings. I didn't expect him to be so far down.
It's nice to see the top 7 are different constructors as well.
Yeah, 7 indeed, 7 just now since Pyro passed Cannonfern. Pyro's doing some recovery drive, but with the penalty he has, because he in the end still picked up a penalty, I think P6 is highest, the highest he can achieve. It's a massive gap from the top 5 to the rest.
Yeah, as you see there as well, a couple of the medium hitters have pit as well, so Prophet and Will have also both pitted as they didn't want to risk it with 4 to go, but Will's decided to retire, but it looks like he's left the session. He might have needed an invite.
No, he pitted, so... Yeah, I don't think it matters. It has a lot of, it makes a lot of difference. And Pyro also passed O'Leary, and a lap ago O'Leary didn't have a penalty, so that wouldn't have, like, decided. Oh my god, Pyro, what the hell are you doing? He lost it out of the Schumacher corner, and all the good things he did are all to waste now since he doesn't have a front wing.
Yeah,
and it's all on camera.
You jinxed him earlier on when he said he's doing well.
He can still score a point, but it's going to be much harder, and Will has actually getting disqualified.
I'm quite surprised as well, though. You look at the gap between first and second. That's just grown to 17 seconds under the safety car. I wonder if...
yeah, Kajetic is making the mediums work. Indeed,
Oh,
if the mediums doesn't drop off for you, then...
He's picked up a penalty. I wonder if he picked up like a drive-through penalty then, because the gap's big. He might not have slowed down enough under the safety car. But PSC.
Yeah, it's a 3 seconds, so I don't think so. It's all 3 seconds, except for Major has more and Wicked Prophet has more, and that's nice for Pyro, since he can still score 2 points.
Yeah.
But it could have been a lot more. And time is running out for Stumacher, to be honest.
Yeah, if the time's running out for all of them as well, to be honest, at this point now.
Yeah.
Not really much gaps, is there really? The smallest gap you've got is 7 tenths to Wicked. Apart from that, the rest are all out of DRS. I wonder if this is potentially the finishing positions. Been wrong and
or maybe not.
wrong again.
There is a battle forming for P2. It's surprising how good those mediums do it, really. I said 15 is like the limit.
Yeah, he's caught right up to him, isn't it? That's quite a surprise, especially with Tobin on the hard. You'd tend to think that they last longer.
Will has joined back to see his car get disqualified. Oh, so maybe Rob can do something compared to Vitor. And to be honest, I think he really earns a good result for once. I don't know if you know, but Romp has last season he has taken a record into the Hall of Fame of ALR, and that's the record most consecutive DNF. So that's not really a record to be proud of.
No, and I must say as well, that's not one that I'm chasing.
No, he took it over from Cabello, so I think Cabello is happy about that. But
yeah, I'm sure. Cabs up. Cabello back in the old Renault days.
Yeah.
With Morris. Hopefully they come back one day, but we've got to change for second place.
Yes, I think so. Oh, they're side by side, and Vitor will get the DRS, I think. Schumacher also made the move, by the way, but yeah, Vitor is now ahead.
Yep.
And yeah, also the Mercedes has DRS. Schumacher defends the inside and just makes it. Yeah, or he does. Yeah. Nice. Suddenly it ignites for the top 5 positions. And of course Vitor is looking good compared to Romp due to that penalty, but P4 is a really high pressure battle because none of those drivers can get a third warning, and I think they could be close to a third. There's a yellow flag up ahead for these two, while Rula is still... Oh jeez. Alpine was still spinning there. So yeah, I think Schumacher and Romp really has to time their last moves and make sure they are before the finish line. Romp is going for it now, going towards the final corner on the penultimate lap. But this will again give Vitor DRS for the next straight. And Vitor has a lot more ERS.
Yeah, they've got a fantastic job this evening.
But if they do this, like the next lap, they will come across the line equal. Because Vitor was making a pass on the start-finish line. And Schumacher is waiting for that final straight, I think.
Yeah, be very wise too as well. Get the move.
Put a little bit of air time for Kajetic, by the way, for the next portion of the lap. It's kind of impressive though. He doesn't gain anymore, luckily, but he made it work on the mediums. and he's gonna win his first race in Tier 4. And maybe he can be a late championship. If you can do the finish for me, because there's a knock on my door.
Come to line out to race win for Kittick in the Haas. Takes his first win here, Tier 4. As we look for the battle between second now, he's moved back and front, picks up the inside over Vitor. So a battle for the second, third place. They're both going to get a podium. As the Red Bull goes wide, and the Toro Rosso is going to try and come across him. Off the Tory, sorry, not in second and third. It looks like fourth and fifth is going to come down to a sprint as well between the Williams and the Mercedes driver. Schumacher be able to get past Ruller. He's leaving it as late as possible to go alongside him, and he takes it. Fantastic wheel-to-wheel racing there from both drivers. Joe Leary comes to the final corner now. Looks to take 6th place ahead of Vernon 7th. And the recovering Pyro, who managed to put on a new wing, still salvaged something as he takes 4 points for 8th place. The director's seat comes through the last corner with his Saudi Arabia helmet, takes 9th place as Ricky Prophet rounds out the top 10 in the McLaren with a 10th place finish.
So how did it go? Did I miss something?
You missed one thing. Yeah, the battle between fourth. Schumacher managed to just pip him on the line. He left it as late as possible to go past.
That's nice. How much was the gap, or are we gonna see that?
I've not seen it yet. You should be able to see it now. I think.
Oh, you're kidding! Oh wow!
Is it really tight?
That's super close. Oh wow! And with the penalty, it was also close for second, of course. But that's impressive. And also their fastest lap time. Look at that. That's the same kind of margins. It's just the one stop against the two stop, and the fact that Schumacher was on harder tires. But that impressive stuff. And Pyro even came back to P8 with a fastest lap, so still 5 points for him. Wow, impressive. Yeah, not a lot of drama and carnage. Of course, there were some retirements, but
fantastic racing.
Yeah. Could make it interesting since we are halfway now. We're halfway the season, so let's see if Kajetic can still run for the championship. He is, of course, a long way behind, but he could have the pace.
You never know. Stranger things have happened. I'm sure it won't be the last time we see him on the top step of the podium either.
No. Yeah. So yeah, next week we go to, let me see. Oh yeah, Zandvoort, of course. Zandvoort is next week.
Oh, great track. Similar to this as well, you know, with the high, the bank in, the little spoon.
Yeah, exactly. And it's unfortunate though, because I'm racing on the Thursday and I have like an exam at 7 in the evening, so that's really ridiculous. So I can't make it. But
it's a bizarre
if you fix your pedals, you can make it. You can do a good result for me.
Bizarre time, that, isn't it, for your exam, right?
Yeah, I know. Well, I am productive late at night, but not like I have to do my dinner first and then make an exam after. That's not that doesn't feel like the right order, but
no, of course.
But thank you very much for joining again.
No, not a problem. Always a pleasure. Never a chore.
Like I said last time, I hope I don't hear you often back here, because that means you're doing well the races.
Yeah, even though I'm getting comfortable, but yeah, it's nice. It's good to catch up with an old friend as well at the same time.
Okay, yeah. I'm closing off the stream, so thank you all for watching and listening, and be right back next week, since I of course won't be able to race by myself, but I will be able to commentate, of course, on the Sunday. So stay safe, take care, and see you then.